Well, innovation design engineering used to be called industrial design engineering. So it was a mixture of industrial design for engineers or involving engineering. But over the last 10 years, what we found is that the work of the students has expanded into many different areas, from system design, software design, social enterprises, and the term industrial design did not match everything that you could possibly do. Whereas innovation has a much broader reach and is actually a far more 21st century phrase. You know, it's about making difference, it's about commercialization of creativity. And that's essentially what the course is about. It's trying to teach students how to be creative and how to leverage success from that creativity. So all of the projects that we do in IDE must somehow be real world connected. More important to be a good thinker, to be able to creatively think and strategically think. To be quite honest, the traditional industrial design skills of form giving, for example, drawing, rendering, computer modeling, these things are quite a commodity these days. You know, they're tools to be used, but the real people who will make the real difference are people who can think differently. You know, it's people who can see a different world and imagine a different world and then create a different world that will be the leaders in terms of design. Be curious. Be curious. I think one of the biggest skills about creativity, which fuels design, which fuels innovation, is being curious. You know, asking yourself why, how, what, when, you know, how does this work? What does that do? Who's that over there? Being curious is, I think, the number one attribute for a good innovator. One of the things that came up that I don't hear at home so much is a lack of confidence in proposing quite radical ideas. You know, the number of times this week I've heard, oh, it's too unrealistic, we don't want such an imaginative idea. And actually what I want from them is the opposite. I want them to be thinking, reality sucks, let's reinvent the world. Because I think when you're doing a workshop or a paper design, you have to aim high. You know, it's like aim at the stars and land on the moon. Yes, not everything is possible, but if you don't aim high, then you won't hit high, you'll hit low, and nothing will change, and things will just be incremental in terms of development. What I'd love to get across to these students is bigger thinking, take bigger risks, take bigger leaps. It costs nothing when you're thinking. I'm most interested in how to teach innovation at the moment. I think this is why I'm at college. I've spent a lot of time doing many different physical projects over the last 15 years. As well, in the world there's a great hesitancy for, you know, older generations to pass their knowledge on to younger generations. You know, there's a hierarchy, and I don't believe in hierarchies. I'd love the, you know, young people to be fueled with all of the experience and knowledge that older people have as quickly as possible. I think it's a waste of time for people to have to go through apprenticeships in learning. We should find ways of teaching the young much faster so they can do a better job. Because the young have a much more creative outlook on the world. They're open-minded, they're kind of naive, but that's a wonderful naivety. You know, they'll dream up ideas faster. What younger people lack is the critical thinking that experience brings you. But critical thinking can sometimes block out creativity. So the part of the key, I think, of innovation education is giving people maximum creativity and maximum critical thinking so that they can balance these in their own minds and find the best strategic way forward.